So I'm going to be teaching you how to use and actually get the most out of this explosive start framework training. So there are really 6 steps for you to help master your start and to shave anywhere from a tenth to honestly up to 2/10 of a second off of your time. So as you can see down here, these are the 6 steps for you to go through and to practice through this week. So the first one is fixing your stance. The second is going to be loading your ankles. Third is proper hip projection. Step 4 is mastering the negative step. Step 5 is proper shin and torso angles. And then step 6 is going to be drive phase mechanics. So right here, you'll see there are some step-by-step things that you should implement in order to really start to make these happen. So go through each of these separate boxes and remember how this is done. Okay. Now, if you scroll down a little bit further, this is really where a lot of the meat and potatoes of the actual training is. And I'd highly recommend that while watching these videos, you'd watch these videos first. And then as you're going back later in the day to help you remember to go back through and look through the top portion here. And this checklist is going to be here for you because you actually have to put the work in to see the results. Okay. So the first video here is going to be fixing your stance, where Coach Albert is going to go through a simple but very effective setup for your stance in order for you to start to feel comfortable in your 40 stance and start to have that explosive start right out of the get-go. Then you're going to go into loading your ankles. So after you've started to master yourself loading with your stance, then you're going to watch and go through loading your ankles. Okay. Then we have hip projection. Again, another video going very detailed into everything required to have a proper hip projection and getting distance with your first step. Then we have our step 4, which is our mastering the negative step. Watch this video, really practice this one. The exercises that you're going to need to do, which are mentioned in this video, are right here. So all you'll do is click this teal button and it'll take you to a video that has those drills in there for you. Then we have our proper shin or proper torso angles and shin angles here. And then to bring it all together, drive phase mechanics and arm mechanics right here. Okay. So I want to really go back and highlight this to do in checklists. So in order for you to see the results that we're going to get with this, you need to initially film and record your initial 40-yard sprint. Okay. So film and record your 40-yard sprint. Then go and watch all of these little pieces of information, start to implement them, right? Spend 10 to 15 minutes working on your stance so it becomes automatic and natural, right? So go through, watch this video on your phone, practice it as you're out there on the field. Then next thing you're gonna do is gonna, again, watch the hip projection and the ankle, loading your ankles, practice that, the hip projection drills. Spend anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes 3 times per week doing those drills that we're talking about. And then do 20 reps, right? So after you've done those 2 things at the field, each time you go out there, you're going to do 20 reps of 10-yard sprints, focusing on the proper torso and drive phase mechanics. And then at the end of the week, you're going to film and you retest your 40-yard sprint and you'll notice a huge difference. So, but you have to put the work in and you have to implement the technique that's shown in here for you to really get those results, right? It's not just about learning the information and then trying to just say, oh, I learned it, I'm going to get the results. No, you have to implement it and make your body do the actual technique and hit the proper way that we're talking with your feet in order to get the actual results. And that requires practice. For some of you, it might take a little bit longer in terms of how many reps and how many days you need to get out there to really feel what it feels like. For some of you, you might pick it up pretty quick and get it right away. But do the reps. I promise you'll get the results. All we ask is that you tag us on our Instagram when you do it pre and post and let us share your results with everyone. So I hope this is helpful and I'll see you guys when you run a faster 40.